Hello. Today I'd like to demonstrate Hyland for Workday Student. In this demonstration, I'm going to log into Workday as a student user and show the interaction between Workday and Hyland's content repository. So I'm going to log into Workday as a student, Alan Mon, and you can see when I click on Alan's profile and I click on Actions, there are some options here to capture documents or to view documents. I'm going to click View Student Documents, and this is going to reach out to Hyland and return any documents related to this student from the repository. You can see currently we have one document. It is a test score document type. From here I can see a little preview of the document. I can click that to view the thumbnail. I can also click Show Document, which will launch the document into the Hyland viewer. If there were multiple documents here, I could use this box to search for or filter for certain documents. And also, based on the permissions that were given to the students, I can capture a document, or I can capture revisions or view revisions of documents that are in the repository. If I capture a document, you can see that the only document type that I'm able to capture is a test score. This is, again, based on permissions that were granted using the integration. Once I select my document type, I can drag and drop my file here or select it from the browser. And you'll notice that some of the keyword or index values are already configured based on the context of the Workday student or the Workday user that's been logged in. Now, to show how some of those permissions are set, I'm going to log back into Workday using an administrative username. In this case, we're going to log in as a different user. This isn't a student user. This is our admin user. Brian King, and you notice again if I view profile and then go to actions, I've got some other actions here that weren't available to the student user. So for example, I'm going to go into configure Hyland for Workday Student. And you can see I'm going to configure the student object. And the main thing that I want to focus on here is the document access permissions. So here is where I can map Workday student or Workday security groups to define the permissions that they will have inside of the Hyland repository. So for example, student as self, this is a security group that Alan was using when he logged in as a student. The only document types that he was permitted was test scores, and he could both view and capture those test scores. You can see that if I were to log in as a student who was in the Student Financial Aid Administrator security group, they could view and capture transcript documents. However, they could only view tax documents. These document types are configured inside of Hyland, and we are mapping those document types to permissions for security groups within Workday. You could also set up a security group for a student representative. This might be student employees who are working, for example, in the financial aid office. And they would need access to student transcripts and tax documents. So you can see that they've been given both view and capture permissions for those types of documents. So again, the administrative user can use this screen to define their settings, define their permissions of the Workday users and what they can access and what they can do to the Hyland documents. And the students, when they log in, they would have access to view their documents based on these permissions. So that's a quick demonstration of the Hyland for Workday Student integration.